CB Cotton joins us outside the jail in Spanish Fork, Utah, where the suspect is being held. Kai, CB.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, the next major development in this case, formal charges to be filed against Tyler Robinson, who, yes, is being held here at the Utah County Jail without bail after a 33-hour manhunt. So according to a probable cause affidavit, Utah authorities have recommended charging him with several state charges to include aggravated murder. Investigators have also recommended charging him with felony discharge of a firearm causing seriously bodily injury and obstruction of justice, capital first-degree felony conduct. Fox has also learned there are active discussions within the Justice Department to bring a federal charge or charges, and that the federal death penalty is in play under U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Utah's governor explaining yesterday there were major clues connecting Robinson to the crime.
I believe that the round has been recovered, and so that evidence has been taken back to Quantico to be processed. This is someone who hated Charlie Kirk and hated his message and hated what he was doing, and decided to use political violence to end his life.
We know this case far from over. Yesterday, the police were seen outside the home of Robinson's parents in southern Utah, gathering around a large truck, wearing gloves, taking and reviewing images. And the gray Dodge Challenger, believed to be owned by the shooter, was also towed away. Police said this is the car that was spotted on campus surveillance video hours before the shooting. And neighbors are also reacting to the news that Robinson's family helped turn him in.
That had to be an unbelievable decision, and I should hope that all of us parents would do the same. I'm not shocked. I am not shocked. This is how things are now. It's everybody's neighborhood, it's everybody's town, it's everybody's state.
Jeff Gray, the Utah County Attorney, has said formal charges will be filed against Robinson this upcoming Tuesday. That's when the 22-year-old will make his first court appearance, and it will be a virtual hearing. Rachel, Kevin, Brian, back to you three.
CB, they keep saying that notice there's no violence. Nobody's blowing up cars. There's no protests in the streets. Is that what you've noticed? I mean, in the surrounding area, covering this, do you see any protests?
It's just a somber tone. It's just a somber tone. There is no violence in response to Charlie Kirk's death. And I think that really sends a strong message to the nation about where we are at right now and how both sides choose to handle the political discourse. People are very upset. They're somber, but I've not seen any messages encouraging anyone to go out there and seek revenge for Charlie Kirk. In fact, what I am seeing is people wanting to double down with the message that he engaged in, peaceful political discourse.
Absolutely. CB, we'll check in with you again. Thank you.
Thanks, CB.
Thanks, CB.
I was glad he made that point yesterday, in particular because we've seen this play out in our country, unfortunately, when there have been other deaths. Sometimes something will happen, and immediately you'll see massive protests, looting, fires, people...
On one side.
Generally, it's on one side, and the fact is, a credit to the great folks over in the state of Utah. I also was touched because...
Maybe a credit to conservatives.
Indeed, indeed. And I was really touched when he said, listen, we didn't want it to be one of us. We didn't want it to be somebody from our great state. I know the Beehive State pretty well, being a Colorado kid, but I was really heartened to see how the community writ large was prayerful, they were calm, and everyone seemed resolute that this eventually would come to an end, and thank God they caught this guy.
Yeah, well, the governor of Utah said that he was absolutely certain this was a lone person. I don't know how he can be so certain. Frankly, I don't even know how the FBI can be so certain right now. And whenever they come out very early and say they're certain that there's no one else behind it, that always makes me a little suspicious.
Yeah.
But he did also point the finger at social media, which is a fair place to land. Listen.
I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history, yes. The question is what kind of watershed? And that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history? We are not wired as human beings biologically, historically, we have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with a gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral. This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage, again, I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community.
And I appreciate those comments, right? And obviously he's becoming a national figure.
Yeah.
Because what he's doing instinctively to send that message out, I got it. But you know what? I want to hear more from the FBI. I want to know more about this background.
Me too.
I don't want to wait 3 weeks to hear about the roommate. I want to hear, as you get it, let us know.
That's right.
And I know you can't get all the answers. That's part of the word investigation. But it's just to stop the crazy theories and just work the case. Work the case with an open mind, and this way people could understand no one's hiding it from me, because there seems to be so much distrust in this country about everything in our past, in our present, and now this.
Because there's still a lot of answers.
Still a ton of questions.
There's still a ton of questions about the assassination attempts on President Trump.
Crooks,
We
that's right.
still don't know what happened. And so,
Butler.
listen, I think this healthy skepticism that you feel here on the couch is being felt all the way across America, especially among...
Oh, that's my son. Hey, what's going on? They're having a video shot here, and it's about Bernie Sanders coming to town, and they know that we're all Trump supporters.
What happens when you put Bernie Sanders in a room full of Trump voters?
I was shocked. I was like, oh.
Not as bad as they had told you, huh?
This is not how he's portrayed.
It's complicated. But then again, so is West Virginia,
This is West by God, Virginia.
a state that voted blue for almost 80 years straight until it flipped hard to become the second reddest state in the country.
This is a state where Donald Trump got 70%.
Really?
It's easy to assume that West Virginia will be red forever, but I'm not so sure. I live here, and I talk to a lot of Trump voters about floods that leveled their homes, power bills that climb every year, and you'd be surprised how many of them sound like Bernie Sanders.
The billionaires, they don't need a tax break.
They're trying to give all the billionaires and rich people breaks. That's the opposite of what you should be doing.
So when I heard that Bernie was rolling through, I wanted to know, can a Democratic socialist from Vermont, who's not even running for president, connect in the heart of Trump country?
All right, where should I sit? I'm in the middle here.
And what would it mean for the rest of the country if he did?
You started with Trump, and then now you're a whole volunteer.
A whole volunteer for Bernie Sanders. He's just ultra-liberal. He's a socialist.
I'm sorry to get everybody in trouble here.
And me? I got to drive him around in my truck and find out.
Senator, welcome back to West Virginia. I know it's not your first time here.
No, it is not. Been here several times, and I must tell you, I love the state, actually. It's a beautiful state, and I very much enjoy the people. Very down-to-earth, working-class people. You know, we campaigned here very vigorously.
Yeah.
In 2016.
Yes.
And we had to take on Hillary Clinton and Joe Manchin and the whole Democratic Party establishment. We went to places where politicians don't usually go, including McDowell County, down in the southern part of the state.
Bernie Sanders, who joins me now.
We are the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all people as a right. What do you think? Do you think we should join other countries and guarantee health care as a right of all?
Yeah, I think every American citizen should have health care.
We ended up winning West Virginia. We won every single county in the state.
In 2016, Bernie didn't just win West Virginia. He shocked everybody who thought they had this place figured out.
We won a big victory in West Virginia.
But that was just a Democratic primary in 2016. The real question is, how does Bernie's message land with Trump voters in 2025?
All right, I'm going to ask you a question, and then you come back to me. Sound good? All right, talk about health care here in Mingo County. What's the story? I see a hand woman right here. Please stand up.
Hi, my name is Sheila Rose, and I ended up back in Mingo County where I grew up after a chronic illness paralyzed me about 4 years ago. I've come a long way since then, but anytime I need to see a specialist, it's a 2-hour trip. Anytime I need a referral to a new specialist, it's a 6-month wait. There is no way to stay healthy in Mingo County.
Mingo County is in the southern coal fields of West Virginia. For generations, people here dug the coal that lit America's cities and kept the factories running. Now, the coal jobs are mostly gone. And what's left is poverty on a scale that rivals anywhere in the United States.
It's crying at the grocery store, choosing between paying a bill or having food in the cabinet or the refrigerator. It affects your health, and then you don't have health care. Child care is ridiculously expensive, so it's very stressful.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mingo County, like the rest of the state, went big for Donald Trump. So we followed up with some of his voters over biscuits and coffee to find out what that's all about.
I would have been nervous with a lot of different, celebrities or politicians, but you just seem so normal, you're like obviously just like a normal human.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for the damn breakfast here. I'm starving.
We already ate.
I would love to take an inventory of just personal politics in the last couple of years. Can we start off with that?
You're going to start with me?
Yeah, we'll start with you. Yeah.
I am independent, but I lean conservative. Not as much anymore as I used to, but I did vote for Trump. But I did post on my Facebook page, instead of I voted, I put I vomited because I didn't want to, but I didn't,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I voted Republican. I agree with some things of Trump, but most I do not right now.
Right.
I do not, no.
And John, what's that like for you?
Well, this is my first time voting because I was just turned 18 right before I was able to vote. So I voted for Trump, but I'm primarily a Democrat.
Senator, who'd you vote for?
It wasn't Trump. Let me throw out a question. Yeah. You are living, shock of all shocks, in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. Do you feel that down here?
No. People are not surviving. We just had our food bank yesterday. We usually pack for 80 people. We served 102 yesterday. It is getting worse. Nobody's surviving right now.
My husband works at the hospital, and there are several ODs every single day.
Only a town of 6,000.
Yeah, we're not a big town.
Several ODs every day?
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you this, and you may not know the answer, nobody does, because again, this is not just the West Virginia issue. We got it terrible in Vermont. So why are people doing drugs?
In my thing that I see, because I work a lot in addiction, it's mental health issues.
It's what?
Mental health issues. Lack of jobs, poverty, lack of support for our veterans.
You find many veterans doing drugs?
Oh, yes. And homeless. And that irritates me. They stood up, they fought for our country, and we can't even afford to give them housing.
I always wondered, how did so many drugs get into this state? Do we have thoughts about that? How did so many? Yeah.
The doctor's pushing it.
Talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, my mother was an addict, and that's how she got addicted. She had a back injury. The doctor kept prescribing medicine. Eventually, that medicine didn't work, and she had to start doing the harder stuff. Sadly, she passed away from a drug overdose. So, I mean, I understand the addiction part of it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to fight. And addiction just doesn't affect the person that's doing it. It affects the whole family, the whole area.
Grow up around this kind of poverty long enough, and you start to lose faith in the political system that allowed it to happen. While Trump may put up huge numbers at the ballot box, nearly half of West Virginians don't even show up to vote at all, one of the highest non-voting rates in the country.
And I think the message is not complicated. People throughout the country, especially in rural areas, feel neglected. They are hurting financially. The Democratic Party, by and large, has kind of ignored those people, turned its back on them.
Not always, though, right?
Not always. Oh, no.
Especially here. I mean, it was 80 years of Democrats before it flipped.
You got it. This was one of the strongest Democratic states in the country. You're a strong union state, working class state. But I think what happened in West Virginia is a perfect example of the decline of the Democratic Party nationally.
To understand what happened to the Democratic Party in West Virginia, you need to understand the history of coal.
I'm a mine worker, generational mine worker. We built these towns, all of us.
There was a time when coal companies controlled almost everything, and speaking out against the boss could get you beaten, evicted, or worse. But in 1921, all of that boiled over at the Battle of Blair Mountain, the largest labor uprising in U.S. history.
Way back when, in the 1920s, it wasn't quite so civil. But we got to respect those people, our ancestors.
The mine wars, our own history here, is kept out of the textbooks, really.
Is that true?
It's not in the popular imagination. I mean, that's been scrubbed because I think it's dangerous. You know, it's a threat. It's a threat to power.
Yeah.
Those early fights built the United Mine Workers of America and inspired a national labor movement that won the 8-hour day, paid vacations, and the weekend. And for decades, it was the Democratic Party who defended the unions. So working-class West Virginians kept that fire going at the ballot box. But coal burns fast, and eventually, the flame died out. Within a few decades, we went from over 100,000 coal miners to around 10,000 today, and only a fraction of those still unionized. As the union shrank, so did the backbone of the Democratic Party. So the Democrats shifted their strategy. They left the coal towns and the haulers to chase corporate money and suburban votes someplace else.
For every blue-collar Democrat we will lose in Western PA, we will pick up 2-3 moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Philadelphia. And you can repeat that in Ohio and Illinois and Wisconsin.
The whole valley here was Democrat for years and years, and here the last 5 or 6 years, it has evolved into red.
West Virginia's turn from deep blue to solid red happened fast, all while hospitals struggled to stay open, classrooms emptied out, and opioids were pumped into these hills. Then came Trump, who promised to turn back the clock.
Coal is coming back. Clean coal is coming back. 100%.
Donald Trump says he's going to bring back jobs to Appalachia, to the coal mining areas.
Yeah, they may do it.
You can see President Trump's bringing in all kind of industry. There's going to be jobs up the kazoo.
Look, why is Trump president? It's not complicated, in my view.
Yeah.
The Democratic Party was about protecting the status quo and tinkering around the edges.
Yeah.
You know, we promise you we're not going to do anything bold. We're very bipartisan. We're going to work with the business community. We love billionaires. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? And Trump comes along and says the system is broken.
Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's right. The system is broken. Now, his solutions only make it worse.
Trump, for all his promises, has not brought the coal industry back. But with the big beautiful bill, his signature piece of legislation, he made his mark on West Virginia. It's estimated that more than 50,000 West Virginians will be cut from Medicaid. At least 7 hospitals in the state are at risk of shutting down, and as many as 84,000 people will lose access to food assistance because of this bill.
So in this bill, Trump's big, beautiful bill, why do you think they cut Medicaid? To save government money so that, what?
They can give tax to their donors.
Exactly. It's not only a $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 1%, it's a huge tax break to large corporations as well.
So why do they need to have a tax break?
All right.
I
Now
could use
you're
a tax
asking
break.
me-
I mean, I'm being real. I know I pay like 26% taxes. Like, I could use that money.
Look, these people on top are not nice people. They want more and more. They don't have $1 million. That's chump change. Yeah. And we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in some case.
When you live here, it feels like a poor country.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
I mean, when you say we're the wealthiest, like you said that several times yesterday, and I was like, is it true though? Because like,
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
In aggregate, that's what, look, if we're sitting here and I'm worth $1 billion and all of you are broke,
My adoring
you add it all
fans.
together, you divide it, we're very wealthy.
My one fan.
Right? We're all worth $100 million. But I got $1 billion and you got nothing. That's America. And if I say that I think the United States should
this
do
is
what every
low
other
effort
major
streaming.
country on earth does, guarantee health care to all people as a human
Bernie
right.
Sanders.
Are you going to think I'm a
American
communist and a
politics.
terrible person?
I think if people listen, if you talk the way that you did, and you're so reasonable.
Yeah, I'm gonna get shot.
Like they've painted you in a bad light, and it actually makes me very angry because you see things and you believe it. I'll just be honest, I haven't really seen you talk before. I haven't really I don't follow politics that much. And so the last couple days before this, I started watching some of your speeches and I started watching your interviews, and I was shocked. I was like, oh,
Not as bad as they had told you, huh?
this is not how he's portrayed in the media, right?
We're told that the biggest divide in America is between left and right. But Bernie came here to flip that story on its head.
I think that whether you're in rural West Virginia or in Burlington, Vermont, you got the same exact issues. And I think we don't let people divide us up. We got to come together to fight for all of us.
Over 100 years ago, they called us rednecks because striking workers from all different races wore red bandanas around their necks as they fought and died for respect and a living wage. That history was mostly erased from our textbooks, but it never went away. It's still here, scattered all across the state, if you know where to look.
My grandfather fought at Blair Mountain.
Your grandfather fought at Blair Mountain?
Yes.
What do you think this country at this moment needs to learn from your grandfather who fought at Blair Mountain?
Well, you just can't stand and let them step on you. You got to get up and fight.
So that is what our struggle is about, is to take on the greed of these people and say, you know what? You cannot and will not have it all.
Bernie Sanders is 84 years old. He's not running for president. But maybe what he's after is way bigger than one election.
How do we get the corporate wing of the Democratic Party, who is just as guilty of taking money from billionaire causes, to embrace a progressive working class agenda, because it's about time?
What's your name?
Max.
You're going to lead it, Max. Look, this state was once one of the strongest Democratic states in the country. And I think people gave up on the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party gave up on them. So take it back. Don't ask, take it.
You have been to how many Bernie rallies now?
3.
And over what period of time did that take place?
2 days. The first night was just real eye-opening for me. It was a whole mind shift of my whole belief system of how we could come together as a people.
Yeah.
We all want our kids to have a safe place to live. We all want our kids to have food. We all want our kids to have health care. There's no difference. We all need to fight together.
Yeah.
Because if we're fighting each other, we're not going to ever get anywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Did you expect to walk out of here with a shirt?
I did not expect to walk out of here with a shirt.
Feel the burn. Good old Bernie Sanders, so wholesome. Yeah, seriously, he really does seem like the only decent politician. Oh, these are always hilarious.
What do you think about Jesus? What did you say about Jesus? all I have to say. These guys have zero respect. But will you say the same thing about Muhammad?
I don't like Muslims in general, and I don't like you.
Would you say, no, but you said F Jesus. Would you say that about Muhammad? Would you say that? You're a coward. You wouldn't say it against Muhammad. You're a coward. You're a coward. What a coward. He just said, I hate religion, F Jesus. But he's too scared to say Muhammad because his allies, the Free Palestine group, will send him flying off a Gaza building. Coward. Coward. Tell us, what's going on?
You're a fucking coward, and you should not feel comfortable in this space right now because we are protecting the peace, and you are creating violence. So how about you fuck off?
Wait, what? Did we just watch the same scenario? I'm the one creating. What are you doing, mate? What's your deal? How you doing? Avi Mini for Rebel News in Melbourne, Australia. About 40 minutes to go before the March of Australia starts. Massive crowds already gathering in comparison to the counter-protest of Antifa, which started about half an hour ago and has about a third of the numbers. We're here today to find out what's really happening.
What's this guy's whole shtick?
You are not native to this land, and I'm not native to this land.
You care about Indigenous rights?
Of course I do.
So why don't you stand with Israel?
You're Zionist scum.
I identify as a Palestinian. What's the problem?
F off. You don't belong over here. Go on the other side where your cooker friends are.
My cooker friends. Look at you and you're calling me a cooker.
Yeah, I am calling you a cooker because you're a cooker.
That come for you. That come for you. How you doing? They got it. Guys, I love how they invest so much time in chopping boards. Guys, if you want to read my story, rebelfromthestart.com, you can hear the story that these guys are so obsessed with.
You're walking with Nazis. How
You think I'm walking with Nazis?
Yes, you are. Their platform, their f***ing speaker.
Do you know that they fought us, literally, unlike you?
Fought us? Who's us?
Our security
What's
team
this?
fought them physically.
I see it.
I would think
Oh,
as
there's
somebody
that white
cares
power
about
guy.
trans rights, you wouldn't want people from countries who hate and throw trans people off buildings. I'm sure you would agree with that, wouldn't you?
These Nazis hate trans people. They bash them all the time.
Forget about
ones that these cookers are hanging out with now.
Forget about the small group of Nazis. I think that most Australians are not the Nazis.
Cut this.
So, like, you got plenty of gays for Gaza here. Where are the gays in Gaza?
They're there.
I know, I've seen them, but they're usually being dragged behind a motorcycle.
Mate.
Nazis!
Could you explain why a Jew is a Nazi?
Who's a Jew? Who's a Nazi?
Yemen! Oh my God! I am not anti-Semite, okay? I love Jewish people. I think it's one of the most beautiful, most peaceful cultures in the world besides Islam, okay? But Zionism is a political agenda that comes from Christianity. And what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing in Israel right now...
You think
is
Zionism comes from Christianity?
It does. Look it up.
Has trying to get you. I know he is, but I'm trying to.
I don't need to try get her. She keeps getting herself.
Can't reason with these people. They think the genocide Israel is committing is f***ing justified because of the fact that
No one thinks genocide is justified.
Really? Then why are you trying to say that? Because you people always think that what's happening to Palestinians. Don't bring Hamas into this for a second. What's happening?
No, let's not bring Hamas into it because that'll kind of ruin the whole story.
Fact check that. Google it, dude.
Grok. Hey, Grok.
How come
Hey,
they're
Grok,
all
where's
on
Grok?
mobility
Hey, Grok.
scooters?
Can we get a
Zionism is not
a psychologist on the corner of Exhibition and Collins? What's happening? You want to abolish Australia? Just so you know, abolish Australia and the kafir. That is what they're about. They hate this country. They hate this country. Come to the side so we can show them all off. They hate Australia. They say it doesn't exist. They're not just against Israel. They're not just against Jews. They hate Australia.
It's the Nazis that offend me. It's the racism that offends me. And it's the bigotry that offends me.
So we got to define those words because I agree with you. The Nazis offend me. The Nazis are bigotry.
You're happy to hang out with them. You're happy to do interviews with them.
Really? When have I ever been cool with Nazis?
I saw you 2 years ago up there when Posey Parker was here. I saw you with my own eyes.
With Nazis?
Yes, with Nazis.
Me?
I don't get it. If I don't like it where I am, I go somewhere
I
else.
wasn't there on that day.
You were there. I saw you. I was there myself.
You're also somebody that can't define what a woman is. I'm not sure we'll take your witness testimony as the strongest here, but
Here's the thing. It shouldn't matter what my definition of a woman is.
to women it
This
matters.
guy's just like
To
a
one person to define to others
antagonist.
what they should do. Yeah?
Biology should, though.
I don't really know.
Can
I
I
don't really
explain to
know
you
what his
why-
whole
You have an external locus to validation.
What his whole
and the
deal
only way
is.
you
I know,
can
I
get
know.
validated
Yeah.
as a small man
Small.
is to say stupid shit and be on YouTube.
But I identify as a big man, so it doesn't matter.
and
Oh.
But
And you
like.
too,
What's his
Rukhsar.
actual? What's
why
his
are you picking on
actual
Rukhsar? He's a person of
political
colour. He's a
ideology?
protected
Is he just
species.
like?
These are not real journalists. These are cooked podcasters.
Do you not care about indigenous
Do
rights
you
of
not-
Israel?
He's a Zionist.
No, but Israel.
Hard right.
Sorry, no.
Who's
You
indigenous
tried to trick me
Who's?
there.
I didn't. It's-
Palestine
This is
is
the
the
crazy dude.
only state that is indigenous to that place.
Palestinians.
Really?
However, yes. However, on this land, the indigenous people of this land are the people...
I think that kafir might be a bit tight if you think the Arabs in that land are the indigenous people. Have you ever heard of Judea and Samaria? Do you know the kingdoms of Israel?
I absolutely have. And I recognise the very real relevance of
So
that.
suddenly indigenous rights don't matter. You see, this is a problem with the loony left.
This
They
guy
put
is
on some
taking my
clothes.
words and twisting them. I
So
didn't
untwist
say
it,
that.
untwist it.
I am saying...
Why don't you stand with the
I'm
indigenous
saying that
people of Israel?
This is Aboriginal land.
So what are you doing here? Why are you here?
Why are you here?
If you don't like it here, why are you here?
Keep that away from Ravi.
You said that this is stolen land, this is Aboriginal
This
land,
guy
why
just
don't you leave?
Goes around with his hired goons.
Suddenly you can't answer it. Look at that. They say they want to abolish Australia, she hates Australia, she says it's stolen land. Tell me, what about the indigenous people of Israel? Do you support them? Just answer this one question. When was there ever a Palestinian
Israel
state
is an illegal
before?
state.
I'm not asking that. When you said the Palestinians
It's an
are
illegal state.
When?
Europeans
What year? What year?
and
Give me
the
one date.
Americans
One date.
Before the US and the Europe gave the Jews an illegal state in Israel.
So you're talking about when it was the British mandate, it was Palestine?
Before the British mandate.
The Ottomans?
Yes, the Ottomans were definitely part. The Bedouins, they were part of the indigenous people to
The
Palestine.
Ottomans were part of the indigenous part of Palestine.
Yeah, and the Bedouins.
No, that's great. It's great to know that the Turkish Ottomans are the indigenous people of Palestine. Go
The
seek a
Ottomans
doctor.
were all over the
Yalla. So you think gays are free in Gaza?
Mate, you can't talk about...
Gays are free in Gaza.
Gays
are free in Gaza, just say it.
Tell me gays are free in Israel as well.
100%, my brother's gay.
Genocide, mate.
Gays are very free in Israel. Are gays free?
That's
So what is the gays in Israel?
They brainwash like the rest of you into genocide.
It's cute that you guys know nothing about Australian history or Israeli history.
Indigenous, you want to talk to me about...
Geez, you're the most white indigenous person I've met today.
And you're a immigrant like the rest of us.
I was born here, mate.
Yeah, so was I. So what? We're all immigrants. What makes you think you're allowed here and other people aren't?
I'm not against immigration. Just
Well,
make stuff up.
This is an anti-immigration bloody march.
Anti-mass immigration.
You're a scumbag, man.
I'm a scum.
Yeah, you're f***ing a scumbag, man.
Do you hate Australia as much as you hate me?
Australians hate you. Everybody in Australia hates
Do
you.
you hate?
You're a scumbag,
Do you
man.
hate Australia
You're
as much as
filthy
you?
scumbag. And a coward. And a coward.
He just goes around with his goons. Hired goons.
Nice try. Rebelfromthestart.com. Read it. Happily married. Oh, he threw that. He's throwing it. That one. There we go.
He's getting
What are
pegged.
you doing? You had like an apple or something thrown at you, dude.
Refugees are welcome here. Nazis are
Who's
not.
the Nazi? Why are we
Refugees
Nazi?
are welcome here. Avi is not.
Why are we
Refugees
Nazis?
are welcome here. Avi is not.
Why are we
Refugees are welcome here. Avi is not. Refugees are welcome here.
Refugees are welcome here. Avi is not. I told you they hate me more than they hate this country or Israel. When did the genocide start?
Yeah, 1948, right?
Oh, so it's not a new genocide.
No. This is like the 11th invasion of Gaza, right? And you
So I'm saying, how does genocide work when the population has, what did it start with, 750,000, now 6 million? How's that a genocide since 1948?
Genocide where you're moving people out of their homes.
They're calling us Nazis for loving our own country. We're not Nazis. We love our country. We're just proud. We want less immigration. We want small business. We want the businesses to do better. We just want to slow down, mate. We don't want immigrants gone. We just want to slow down.
Pegged in the streets.
Coward.
Damn, now that I watched a few political videos, my algorithm is just fucked. Yeah. It's annoying because they just think, like, I look at all sides, but they just, yeah. I had a good one going before, now it's trash. My algo, my precious algo. Well, because of that Coke video, yeah. This is all the anti-immigration protests. That's my new strategy.
Over the weekend, Charlie Kirk's alleged murderer was caught. His motives are indecipherable, and he is not cooperating with authorities. I assume you've already seen my first video on Charlie Kirk's death, but I'd like to reiterate that what happened on that regular day in any town USA was appalling, even for America's standards. Every nation has had its moments of self-inflicted shame, that's undeniable. But what other developed nation routinely flirts with staying there? What other developed nation insists on degrading their democracy to that of a third world banana republic where assassinations are seen as just another campaign tool? As an outsider, I can assure you that the rest of the civilized world has always looked on in morbid curiosity at the United States, who seem to not only tolerate but expect a certain level of political violence in its democratic process, as if this was almost an experimental element of free speech. But the fact that the commentary, almost as quickly as the bullet had exited Charlie's neck, immediately shifted to questioning whether or not Charlie Kirk deserved to die, or further, if violence is now justified, I think, anyway, if you will pardon the phrase, is a turning point. When John F. Kennedy was assassinated, leaders from across the aisle and newspapers, regardless of their affiliations and leanings, condemned the act and somberly called for national unity. Not that this was needed, as the citizenry itself, bar the far-off minuscule fringes, were already in mourning. There wasn't an air of partisanship about it, because they were civically minded enough to know that they weren't just mourning a national tragedy, they were mourning an attack on the presidency itself, an attack on an institution vital for the democratic process to function. No one had to tell them this. They knew it. They understood that Kennedy's assassination was bigger than politics. It was civics. That this wasn't just an attack on the player, but an attack on the game itself. How quaint that all seems now. As if civic decency is a historical heirloom like a town crier bell or tri-corner hat. For in today's America, before the gunman was even caught, before we even knew his name, let alone his political leanings, you had leading Republicans and media figures quick to blame the Democrats and calling for reprisals. Due to the inundation of American politics that the world consumes with relish, I think I have a taste for what the average American feels when there's yet another school shooting. You're not shocked that it happened.
Peggy 18.
That looks pretty fun. Sand, yeah. Bro, why do I get the fucking anime porn games? Oh cool, more anime porn.
up too much. I need to check the crime rate. Damn it. The weather is good today. Let's see what we have. Gotta go.
Your eye.
Nothing but trash. As far as the eye can see. Are you hungry? I'll just play a couple rounds and then I'll make some dinner. Not long. This game's quick. Pizza dough? You making pizza? I feel like pizza. I feel like Roberto's pizza. Hmm? Hell yeah. Pizza and VHS tapes. don't I have a team? Okay, me versus everyone, I guess. I'll make dinner after this. go, guys.